Yo, what's up guys? I optimized the Emic cheese and it's way better now. And it's technically not a Emic cheese anymore because I see replacements for Emic. If you don't have Emic, and that's the team you see right here, of course we have to talk about the strategy. It is not about only having the right champions in here, it's about timing, when they have to do what and something like that. But like I said, Emic could be 100% be replaced with a Painkeeper, and a Painkeeper would probably be a little bit better because we are skipping the A1 phase of the boss. That's kind of what the cheese is, and that's why maybe Painkeeper is better because he has a heal skill, and a heal skill is really nice in here. So it could be a Painkeeper. And I also have to mention another champion because many people told me like, hey, I don't have Pythion. I killed the boss once with this champion right here, but I had to rebuild my whole team a little bit because of it. My whole team is now in a regen gear, not the whole team, but kind of. So I used him, and he's actually really nice because he can actually steal a buff from your enemy. That means if you go for another strategy, you can actually go for decrease attack. The boss will transform it into increase attack, and you're just gonna steal it back with him. While he can just give you the block debuffs and a shield for 2 turns and clear out those nasty debuffs. So on the end, you can just use him in a kind of a mix like a Uko and the Pythion together, but he's a little bit harder to build and the whole team because you're not gaining too much, what's it called, damage reduction. And of course it will obviously be a little bit harder, but let's go into the run. So let's go into the run, and yeah, it's all about the strategy. We're gonna first, the whole team is gonna use A1s. That's what you kind of have to do, and I will just kind of explain what's going on, why we're doing it, so what you have to pay attention for, what's going on, which turn you gotta do what, and stuff like that. So, first turn is just to, yeah, get it going, and let's go. He's gonna attack, and now we need the block debuffs out of our Pythion. He's just gonna do A1. Pythion is gonna just put out the block debuffs. She is gonna attack. That's the turn where always Pythion goes and puts out the block debuffs. And nothing else. That's why he is here. We're gonna do A1 here. And we're gonna use A1 here. So, and now, when you see those skills have been used, they are on a 2 and a 3. That's the turn where Venomage and Road Painted, they do their job. Road Painted is gonna heal, and Venomage puts out the decrease attack. I'm gonna tell you why we're gonna do it now. But we're gonna use A1 here. Pythion cannot do anything. And Road Painted, like I said, we will just heal up a little bit, and to build up a habit to actually know when we're gonna do what and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna attack one more time because it's an extra turn, and right now we're gonna A1 again, and we put out the decreased decrease attack. Why? So we don't get huge damage right here, because there is a little bit of a trick and stuff I'm gonna explain right now. Because we will use our reset skill on the boss. The boss will transform, but he did not take a turn. So he will get an eclipse buff for, I think, 3 or 4 turns. I don't know what now, but he's gaining it. But he's taking a turn afterwards. That means the eclipse buff will lose 1 turn of his duration, and the boss is basically doing only 2 attacks when he transformed, and that makes the A1 never happening when the boss is on a 1 turn in his damage form. So we will transform him now. And you literally see there's the buff, but he will take a turn, so he will lose 1 turn of it. So, and Pythion is not gonna do anything, but keep in mind that only works when Emic goes, transforms the boss, and then someone else takes a go. If Emic is the last one, the trick is not gonna happen. But that's why Painkeeper is basically the same thing in here, and probably a little bit better because of heal. And now the boss transformed. And another trick, because the boss is just taking 2 turns now, and right here, we need to deliver buffs every time when that spot right here is happening. If you do it before the transformation or afterwards, it doesn't matter. But we gotta deliver buffs, we're gonna use it with Mithrala. And right now, we're gonna use now the heal reduction because the boss is taking 2 turns and he will transform back. We'll use this A2, but because of the heal reduction, he literally cannot do it. So we're gonna go in there, and another thing is you do not put decrease attack in this turn or any other debuffs that probably can transform him. So the trick, all what we do right now wouldn't be working because he would use his A3. We want him now to use his A2, and how we can make that for sure, we just not gonna deliver him any debuffs he wants to transform. So we're gonna just use A1, and also the taunt right here makes the boss use his A3. That's not what we want. So we're not gonna use the taunt, and that's why the Painkeeper can basically do the same thing, because he's just gonna do the reset skill all over and over. And he already took his turn. I gotta then we're gonna use his A1 because he does his A2. It's not the stun thingy. Pythium is just there to block the stun. And World Painted is just gonna do her thing. And Mufrala is always gonna do the A2, so we get increased defense, and we will take the hit right there a little bit better. You see my Pythium right there took a huge hit, but I didn't like set him up. He has only speed set. If I would be like a little bit more sure or something, I would probably give him like Star Wolf, something else that just keeps the damage from him, Regen, Bolster, Immortal, you know what I mean. So I could make him better, and that's kind of my weak spot right now. But yeah, I know what's up, so I will take it. And this is the spot where we're just gonna use A1, because Pythium is gonna do the block debuffs, and that's what we want right now. So Pythium is gonna take a turn, put up the block debuffs, and right here is he's not gonna attack. So if you already survived, all good. And we're gonna use our attack here because it's not World Painted's turn to do her thing. So A1 again. So there is no it wasn't able to stun us, and we're gonna put out the decrease attack now, so we won't get such a big of a hit right now. And maybe the turn order maybe can change or something, and you got better ideas, go ahead and do so. A1, and we will use A1 because that's the turn of Venomage and World Painted when there's a 2 and a 3 up there in his first form. So we will heal right there, and we will attack right there. Can we do something else? Yes, sometimes your turn order will flip because the boss is gaining turn meter, decreasing turn meter, and that's the only thing that's really hurting you if Emic goes last on this turn right here. So that's the turn where it's a 1 and a 2, or he already got transformed, so we will put out the heal reduction. And he will transform the boss into his second form. Pythium should go after. Most of the time it's Pythium because they're super close to each other, but sometimes it's gonna flip. We will use our A1 right there. We will use our A1 right there. And we will use our buff delivery. Right, so he's gonna do his AoE attacks, and maybe my Pythium didn't get a crit. That's super nice because he cannot heal. The other ones can basically heal a little bit, but keep in mind in this form your heals, when he's in the boss form, your heals are halved to 50%. That's why you kind of don't want to use your World Painted heal right here or something, because she can just heal by 50%. She probably won't get any overfilled heal and cannot heal your other champions. So that's the turn where we use the A2, so we get increased defense and we will survive a little bit. We won't use the taunt. It's kind of sad that the taunt is actually doing it, because if not, I could set up like a more kind of unkillable kind of style, but yeah, it is how it is. We will not use the decrease attack, right? And we will not use it. And yeah, that's one trick about Pythium right here. If he goes last, you can use it right here. If he doesn't go last, you cannot use it right here, because sometimes it's cooler to have a heal right here. But I recommend all the time like A1 and then here A1. Because right now he wasn't last, so it wasn't even that good. So Pythium, he counterattacked. That's really nice because he can heal a little bit out of it. Sometimes it comes in really clutch. So we're gonna use our A1 again. And that's the turn where Pythion gets his block debuffs out. And also it's gonna heal our team a little bit, so that's always nice. And we will not use anything right here, because it is not his turn. That turn right here is Pythion's turn. And now it's on a 3 and a 2 again, and we will use Rogue Painted's heal. And so on. Of course, on the end you gotta be a little bit lucky when you kill him. And yeah, but at some point you will kill it. And also, keep making your team way tankier, keep doing more stuff, and you will be way easier, because Python is right now my weak spot. I should probably build him with something. So it's on a 2 and a 3, that's only Rogue Painted and Venomage turn. What they have to do, and he will not do anything. He will use his decrease attack. Sometimes I'm a little bit confused. And we will use that one. And now it's on a 1 and a 2. It's reset time, heal reduction time, and buff delivery time. So we will just use a 1 here, because it's not her turn. And it's buff delivery time, so we will deliver buffs. We will reset the boss, so he will transform. And it is heal reduction time. And so on, it's pretty okay looking, but hey, if you get crits back to back to back, maybe you gotta redo it and stuff, but I'm sorry, it is really hard, and it is not easy. You gotta bring something. And this is not Pythion's turn, so he will just do A1s. And so on, we basically do the same thing over and over and over, and yeah. That is not Rogue Painted's turn, so we're gonna just use A1. That is actually Mifrala's turn with her A2. That is A1. And that one is A1. And Pythion is gonna do A1. He was last this time, I was able to do it right there, but yeah, I just didn't, because, yeah. And what are we gonna do now? It is Pythion's turn. It's on a 3, that means Pythion turn. And we're gonna use A1 here. And we're gonna use A1 here. And we're gonna use nothing here. And we're gonna use A2 right there, because it's Pythion's turn. And this one is a 2 and a 3. Now it's Rogue Painted turn and Venomage, like starting his stuff up. And A1. It's not her turn, she's not gonna do anything here. It is not his turn. It is actually his turn for the decrease attack, just to save up a little bit more damage from his A1. And it is his turn. No, it is not his turn. So now it's on a 1 and a 2. We got Venomage heal reduction, Mifrala buff delivery, and Emic resetting the boss so he can actually transform. That's the turn what we do right now. So it's not Rogue Painter's turn. She's just gonna do whatever. She is gonna deliver the buffs. He's gonna reset. So he's gonna transform. And heal reduction. And he's not gonna do anything. Yeah, and so on. Right now it was a bigger hit, so Pythion is kind of in danger. So I would be probably like, hey, if Pythion goes last right now, I would use his block debuffs already, but I want to be sure. But I can see the turn meter right there, and I can see, okay, he will be last, so it's kind of out of experience, but right here, it is really not his turn to actually do it. So, you know what, I'm gonna just do it like it's supposed to. Maybe my run will fail right now because I'm using it right now. I had to re-gear my Pythion a little bit or something, but you can clearly see I will kill that boss, and it's not like super hard in that constellation we have right here. Is it the turn of, yes, Mifrala's gonna do the A2 just to get out the increased defense. He's not gonna do anything. He's not gonna do anything. Pythion, I would probably use it right now, but he's maybe healing himself a little bit, and he's not gonna... Oh, I think the heal came in super clutch. So yeah, my Pythion is not the best right here. You can literally see it, and when we talk about stats and so, you can just compare for yourself, is it worth it or not, and whatever, you can decide. It's your account. So is he gonna die now? He has no Brimstone, I hope I won't get the Brimstone out when we are actually... So it is on a tree, that means Pythion turn. Everybody else is just gonna do a once. Right there we have a 1 and it is Pythion turn. So no stun for us, really great. And right now we are on a 2 and a 3, it is Road Painter turn and Venomage with decrease attack. I repeat it over and over so you just get a kind of a habit, and when you watch the video later on you're like, ah, okay, I'm glad that he repeated it over and over. But we are maybe not gonna kill him on a right turn. That's kind of sad. What are we now? We are on a 2 on a 3. That is not Emic's turn. So I keep reminding myself, like, on those skills, like, what's gonna happen, and when that skill is ready, and you know what I mean, 2 and a 3 means he goes and he goes. So, oh, it's on a 2 and a 3, so I lost my thoughts of train a little bit. My train of thoughts, I think it's called like that. And yeah, it is not Pythion's turn. Yeah, I lost it a little bit. But hey, all those little reminders are really helping when you kind of lost. I think we're not gonna kill him and he will stand up again. And yeah, it is actually buff delivery time. It is actually resetting time. And it is actually heal reduction time. And nothing on Pythion. Is he gonna die? Yes, he actually died and woke up, and yeah. But guys, I can repeat it over and over and over, but I think I showed the rotation really good, and I made the point how it's gonna work, and maybe you can bring other teams that basically do the same thing and do the trick with Painkeeper. And right now, only Venomage is the guy who can do the heal reduction trick, because he has it on a 3 turn, and it is basically perfect for that. So only Venomage right now, but later on we will get better on the boss every time. And we will take a look at those stats, because they are really important. And yeah, you saw how hard it is. So hey, it is actually not easy. I got my Mithrala in a Bolster set, and she is 262 speed. Yeah, 65k HP, 3000 defense around, and of course she got accuracy, because you need accuracy. And she kind of survived pretty okay, but not the greatest in the world. So for masteries, please keep in mind, guys, nobody of you really in this kind of setup right here, that would kill probably your run when you increase a buff by a certain duration and you will use it, and the boss is still up and the boss gonna transform it. So keep that in mind. I needed to take it off of my Pythion because he got the block buffs and I wanted to increase defense and stuff, and it just didn't. Yeah, it didn't go well, and yeah, it kept happening. So I was basically forced to use 150 thingies, but that's basically for all champions in here, even for Mithrala, for everyone who gives buffs. You can kind of, okay, and this one is just Mithrala and Pythion, but you kind of know what I mean. And the masteries are just nothing that turns your increases your turn meter or something. My Emic right now, he's kind of out of the ordinary. I would use 271, but it just didn't happen, and I just went for I rebuilt him a little bit. I put 2 pieces out of him, made him faster. So he's on 286 speed, and as tanky as I was able to do, 4400 defense and 60,000 HP. It's may a little bit too hard, because we do have regen gear, but he is used in other areas and everywhere, but he was not the problem. He wasn't dying, so you could go lower, that's no problem. And he's a Norwegian set, because yeah, I use him everywhere, and I figured out for myself most of the time support champions which gear are the best for them, and I was like, regen gear is always really nice, and it turned out to have it right now in the regen gear, it's really nice. So yeah, just avoid anything that gives you turn meter, to be honest. And who was the next one? Can't I just use it like that? Would that be okay? Nice. So Pythion, and like I said, he could be replaced with the other guy, but it's a little bit harder, and you have to, yeah, you gotta think about more HP, more defense, or something like that. I don't know what now. Maybe if another champion next to him. That's basically somehow just an idea. We got him on 285, so I kind of was trying to make sure that always one champion goes after Emic, because when I just had him super fast, it was too often that he was last in order and it killed your run. So I made him 285, so he's just one behind him. And masteries are as following. And you cannot use that one, and you cannot use that one. Wait, you can use. Okay, you can use. I was kind of just pointing to that one, that you cannot go in here because you cannot use it. But sorry, yeah, you can actually use that one because you're never gonna die or something. But if you're gonna die, and also keep in mind, yeah, you got Pythian in there. If your Vendor Mage somehow dies at a certain spot, if your Road Painted dies at a certain spot all the time, you can just use his revive and get your champions back. So it could be better. Maybe I do a video about it. I keep lowering the requirements and on the end, and yeah, it should be easier, but yeah, for this point right now it is really new, so I'm sorry, and it is how it is. So he was in the speed set and all that, and nothing like I could use him in a region immortal or something and it would be better. And Road Painted, really amazing healer, and she is in region also and immortal because she gains heal. When you over heal yourself, the rest of the heal goes on your team, and when she's just healing herself before she's actually doing the skill, it's way more possible that you get way more heal out of it. So I put her in a region set, and a bunch of champions are in a region set right now because it makes it easier, way easier. If you don't have those stuff and maybe you got other champions, okay, but I didn't have a better healer, so it was kind of necessary for me to just put, yeah, region set on it. So we got a speed of 274 and HP of 86,000. So you kind of want to focus on, yeah, speed and HP, and defense isn't like needed so much. Of course it's needed, but you want to focus more on HP because the healing goes on HP value. So when you heal 17,000 here because you have way more HP, you get more heal out of it on the end. And masteries are as following. She does not have too much masteries because, yeah, I was lazy. And he also does not have any masteries. And he has also region immortal set just to make it easier. But to be honest, when I had Skate Tricks, that dude right here in the team, I made it, but it was way harder. And that's kind of why I have the whole team in region, because he wasn't able to heal like Pythian or give the damage reduction like Pythian, and I was making my team, but I already did it once without the over heal on region sets. I didn't have region on my Vendor Mage, I didn't have region on my Mithrala. Okay, she's in a bolster right now, but it's kind of the same thing. And yeah, and I didn't have my Pythian, so the region set wasn't there all the time. It was basically because of him. It was way harder, but I figured out for myself, hey, that one is way smoother, and yeah, it is still super hard, but yeah, with region set on your whole team, it was just better. So Vendor Mage, it is on a 255 speed, and of course tanky, and you want your accuracy because, yeah, he's gonna do debuffs, so you want your accuracy, and it's not easy to get, but hey, what am I talking about? I know plenty of you guys already tried it a couple hours and you're all frustrated because many people are texting me like, hey, this boss is so dumb and hey, I don't know, and I'm trying to give you like a solution how to get it actually done, or maybe just get you some ideas going. And because we have two tricks, the heal reduction trick, that's so he can just not heal on his damage form when we just make the Emic trick, Painkeeper trick, when we make him transform and he's just using 2 turns, and we can just skip the whole heal reduction right there, and it's super amazing. So yeah, I don't know what to talk about anymore because it was kind of a long video again. I'm sorry for that. I hope I see you in the next one. Don't forget to press the like button because it would really help me out, and yeah, have a nice day.